Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 23rd. I just realized every time I do these videos with you guys and I'm trying to tell you the date, I'm always scrambling to find a phone or a calendar. Well, I recently realized in the last 2 weeks that my laptop, where the time is, the date is under the bottom. So that was a big fail for me, especially since I've had this laptop since February. Anyway, and I set it up like that. There's a couple things I'm going to talk about. One, my crazy demon cat, who is right here trying to drink out of my coffee cup. Say hi, KiLaLa. This is KiLaLa. Right now, me and Rodney are having a hard time trying to tell if she's a girl or a boy because the other day I was tickling her, I was tickling her belly. She really likes it, and I think I came across a male part. I'm not sure. Me and him both looked, and we're like, we don't know. And after a good 5 minutes, she was tired of us like touching her and trying to look, so she scratched me and ran. Rodney thought it was funny. Anyway, so if KiLaLa is a boy, we'll make her KiLaLa, which KiLaLa was a stupid name, so then I would name her Othello because that's what I wanted to name her. That's what I wanted to name her when I was gonna get a boy cat, Othello. But since we got a girl, anyway, KiLaLa is testing the boundaries of her freedom. I let her utilize the furniture because I'm gonna get her a different cat habitat. Better, bigger when we get a bigger place. But right now, the space that we have is just not conducive to a large cat habitat, so she has to be satisfied with the little one that my sister gave me. So over there in the corner, I'm not gonna turn it anyway. But she's not, so she uses all her furniture like a jungle gym. And I'm seriously going to nip some of this on the bud. Like when I'm sitting on the couch for her not to get on it and try to take over. It can be painful sometimes. Last night I made chicken cream of mushroom bake. Just what I'm gonna call it because I don't think it's a casserole because there's biscuit on top of it. But anyway, it's chicken. So she decided she wanted to eat off of my plate. She chewed up a piece of chicken. I wasn't paying attention. Rodney was paying attention. She's like, "Aren't you gonna do anything?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because the TV was on. And it's like she's eating off it. It's like, "Damn it!" So I swat her. Me and him both swat her at the same time. She spits out the piece of chicken she's chewing back into my plate and jumps off the couch. Now she is clawing at my couch. Get off. Anyway, the other thing that she did the other day is she ate half a snack cake, half a crimpet special edition spice cake, because I was eating them and I half ate one and I fell asleep. And I put it on the table because I was gonna finish it, but then I fell asleep. I wake up the next morning and she's eating it. Well, I guess she had been eating it off and on all morning, but when I finally noticed it was like gone and she was licking the paper. And then 10 minutes later, she started doing crazy acrobatics off of the couches and jumping back and forth, and it was just crazy. I had to tell Rodney, yeah, our cat ate a snack cake and she's hyped up on sugar and she's doing crazy acrobatics. So don't feed her. Let her burn off all the sugar. And if she goes to sleep before I get home, then you can feed her. But don't feed her until she goes to sleep. Well, according to him, because that I had to be at work at 7:30 that morning. I was supposed to get off at 10:30, but I didn't get off till 11. I know it's not really a big deal, but it was the most boring meeting I've ever been to, and I was just like, oh my god. And the last part was supposed to start at 10, but it didn't start till 10:15. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes long, but since I didn't actually get out of the meeting until 11, start at 10:15, we know it wasn't 30 minutes. Anyway, we got home because I asked him to come to IKEA because we wanted to look for a cabinet for one of our closets, and I also wanted to look for something to replace some containers that we just have in our hallway because it looks really tacky, and I would like something more appealing to the eye to go there. Well, I finally get out of my meeting, get downstairs about 11:05. We walk around IKEA and we looked for a whole bunch of other stuff besides the things that I actually said I wanted to pick up. And I get back to the house, I want to say almost 1. We walked around IKEA for a long time and talked about everything. It was a long time, so I want to say I got back around 1. And she's still doing crazy acrobatics. Ugh, shoot me now. Anyway, excuse my hair, I was doing it before I decided to. I'd started it, like I did the sides, I messed up the back, And tomorrow before I go to work, I'll do this front part. But until then, it's just going to stay wrapped around my ponytail. Anyway, so, yeah, that is KiLaLa and her craziness. Now, it appears that my cat is also a little sedity, just a little bit, because for the first couple days of her life, I fed her half wet food, half dry food. One day I forgot to put the wet food and she wouldn't eat the dry food. Well, she finally ate it because she was, I finally noticed what the fuck was going on, so I put some wet food in there and she ate it. One day she didn't have any food in her container, and Rodney did not give her any wet food, and he's like, well, you're just going to be hungry because I'm not giving you any wet food. He just put the dry food in there. Now she's kind of iffy and wishy-washy about it. Sometimes she'll eat it with the wet, sometimes she won't eat it. I really think it comes down to which of the actual wet foods she likes. So I think I'm just going to stop feeding her wet food and only feed her dry food. It might last longer. So. Now, back to what I really wanted to talk about today. I had one of my friends ask me, do you think someone would change for you? I said it's all a matter of perspective. Honestly and truly, it might not necessarily be for that particular person. Like, if a person needs to change their life, they're going to change really for themselves. Deep down, it's really going to be for themselves. It might be for themselves so they can keep a particular person, keep a job, straighten out their life, not die, go to jail, something like that. But inevitably, it's going to be for themselves. If your girlfriend or boyfriend is doing something you don't like and it's bad for them, it's bad for you, yeah, you could say that they change. Yeah, you could say that they changed for you, but inevitably, they did it for themselves. Either they wanted to keep you in their life, they wanted to keep a job, they didn't want to die, they didn't want to go to jail, but inevitably, it's for themselves. Another thing that this kind of applies to is cheating. Oh man, I look crazy. Anyway, another thing that this applies to is cheating. If you haven't noticed, whenever you ask your spouse, your significant other, whatever, why they cheated on you, they might give you a reason like, oh, well, you weren't paying me attention, this person was. Or, we hadn't had sex, just a whole bunch of reasons. But it all boils down to because they wanted to. So here's how you can look at it. Oh, I cheated on you because you weren't paying me attention, this person was, and yeah. What they failed to say is, I wanted them to. Because you can say all the time, oh, well, you didn't pay me any fucking attention. Well, why didn't you just go hang out with one of your girlfriends or guy friends that you're not going to go have sex with, and, there, you got attention. But no, you went and cheated and had sex. Because you wanted to. Or you got into an emotional relationship with somebody else because you weren't getting what you needed from your significant other, whatever. Why? Because you wanted to. It wasn't because this person, even though this other person that you cheated with was offering you this, you didn't have to take it. You did it because you wanted to. They didn't drag you kicking and screaming by your hair, ears, nose, whatever, feet, arms, hands. They didn't make you, because then that's rape and assault and kidnapping and all that. You did it because you wanted to. So people need to stop making excuses about, well, I cheated because of this, I did this because of this. Inevitably, it's because you wanted to. Now, I'm only talking about cheating here. I'm only talking about cheating, and I'm only talking about if people want to change things about them or change their lifestyle, whatever. Because inevitably, it has to boil down because they want to. Not necessarily because they have to want to do it. You don't cheat because you have to. You cheat because you want to. Sometimes, yes, you do change certain things because you have to. But even though you have to do it, you have to want to do it. Because if you fight the process, like for instance, good example, losing weight. If you fight the process of losing weight, you're probably not going to get that great of results. However, if you actually want to lose weight and do things that you have to do with a modicum of grunting and bitching and whining and shit, you're going to get better results. However, if you fight the process, you might only lose 5-10 pounds, whatever. You lost a little bit of weight, but you probably didn't lose the weight that you wanted to. Now, if you go with it with a full force, you actually want to, you're hyped, maybe not necessarily hyped, but you actually want to do it, and you don't go with so much of this, do it, griping and shit, you'll probably lose that 20 to 50 pounds that you really actually wanted to do, losing not that 5 to 10 pounds that you kind of half-assed it. Anyway, that is my opinion today. This question was brought to the question about changing and shit was brought to you by one of my subscribers. He knows who he is. Yes, it's he. And KiLaLa is actually in the bill basket right now, and I wish her little ass would stay out of it because if she's not going to pay any of them, she doesn't need to be in there. She has this thing for paper. I don't understand why. Paper and DVD. She likes clawing and sleeping in paper and laying on the DVDs. It's fun. It's weird. Anyway, subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Look me up on Facebook.